Would you ever consider pardoning him?
I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics,
Okay, hold on to your seats because what we're about to dive into sounds like a script straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, but it's very much real life. Forget the usual celebrity gossip, forget the predictable scandals. Today, we're talking about a collision of worlds so unexpected, so utterly wild, it could reshape the fate of one of the biggest names in entertainment and potentially even impact a sitting president. We're talking about rap mogul 50 Cent, a man known more for his relentless feuds and sharp-tongued social media posts than for Oval Office meetings. We're talking about Sean Diddy Combs, the once untouchable music titan whose world has come crashing down around him amidst a shocking federal sex trafficking trial. And we're talking about former President Donald Trump, a figure whose power to pardon is absolute, and who just recently used that power for other high-profile individuals. Now imagine these three names, unexpectedly linked, in a conversation that could determine Diddy's future. It sounds too wild to be true, right? But sources close to the situation confirm that 50 Cent himself is indeed headed for a meeting with the president to discuss none other than Diddy. For months now, the world has watched in stunned silence as the walls closed in on Diddy. We've seen the shocking federal investigations, the explosive lawsuits, and most recently the gripping, often disturbing testimony of former assistant Mia during his ongoing sex trafficking trial. The images and details emerging from that courtroom have painted a picture many never expected of the once revered music mogul. It's a downfall of epic proportions, and Diddy's legal future hangs by the thinnest of threads. But just when you thought this story couldn't get any more bizarre, 50 Cent, Diddy's fiercest, most vocal critic for years, steps into the arena, not just with another social media jab, but with a direct line to the White House. You see, 50 Cent and Diddy have a rivalry that spans decades. It's been a relentless, public, and often hilarious spectacle of jabs, memes, and outright mockery from 50 Cent's side. From endless social media posts clowning Diddy to recently sharing an AI-generated image of himself in a Free Diddy t-shirt, which, let's be honest, everyone knew was pure sarcasm. 50 Cent has relished Diddy's predicament with a seemingly unending supply of dark humor. His stance has always been clear. He's not Diddy's friend, and he's not pulling any punches. So when headlines broke suggesting 50 Cent was going to meet with the president about Diddy, the immediate, obvious assumption was that 50 was going to demand Diddy stay locked up to ensure justice was served, or perhaps even to actively try to prevent any presidential pardon. It seemed like the perfect, ultimate move in their long-running feud. But here's where the plot thickens, and where your curiosity, like ours here at CEtrends, should be absolutely piqued. 50 Cent himself quickly took to his own social media to clarify, stating that some news outlets were taking his statements too far. He's not going to the Oval Office to demand that Diddy stays behind bars or to try and prevent a pardon. No, his mission, according to him, is far more intriguing. 50 Cent says he's going to simply tell DJT how he feels about the mogul. Think about that for a second. This isn't a direct political lobbying effort. This is a personal appeal, a candid sharing of raw thoughts from one of Diddy's longest-standing adversaries directly to the most powerful man in the country. And let's not forget the context. President Trump just recently exercised his pardon power, notably pardoning Todd and Julie Chrisley, other high-profile figures who faced conviction. This makes the idea of a presidential pardon for Diddy, if convicted, a very real, very unsettling possibility for many. So the question isn't just if a pardon could happen, but who might influence it. And now, into that complex high-stakes equation, steps 50 Cent. But there's another layer to 50 Cent's mission, one that adds an even deeper twist to this already wild story. 50 Cent clarified that he also plans to let President Trump know about some alleged comments 50 says Diddy's made about the president. Now, this is where the intrigue truly spirals. What exactly are these alleged comments? When were they made? And why would 50 Cent feel they are so crucial for a president, even a former one, to hear, especially in the context of a potential pardon? Could these comments reveal a hidden animosity or a political stance from Diddy that could swing Trump's decision one way or another? This detail alone changes the entire dynamic of the proposed meeting, transforming it from a simple anti-Diddy plea into something far more nuanced and potentially explosive. As Diddy's federal sex trafficking trial continues, with gripping testimonies painting a bleak picture, this unexpected development adds a whole new dimension. Could 50 Cent's influence, however subtle, truly sway a presidential decision? Is this just another chapter in their legendary rivalry, or is there a deeper, calculated political game at play? And how will Diddy's high-powered legal team react to this completely unforeseen twist in the narrative? Knowing that his longtime nemesis might be whispering into the ear of a potential pardoner, join us as CEtrends dissects every angle of this unbelievable story, peeling back the layers of celebrity feuds, political power, and a high-stakes legal battle. We'll delve into the history between these titans, analyze the potential impact of 50 Cent's unusual intervention, and explore what these alleged comments could truly mean for Diddy's future. Get ready, because the truth is stranger and more compelling than fiction. We'll delve into the history between these titans, analyze the potential impact of 50 Cent's unusual intervention, and explore what these alleged comments could truly mean for Diddy's future. Get ready, because the truth is stranger and more compelling than fiction. We just hit you with the bombshell. 50 Cent, the undisputed king of celebrity beefs and the most vocal critic of Sean Diddy Combs, is reportedly heading to the Oval Office. His mission? To chat with President Donald Trump about none other than Diddy himself, who is currently embroiled in one of the most shocking federal trials in recent memory. Now, when this news first broke, the internet exploded. The immediate collective thought was, of course, that 50 Cent was making a direct personal plea to ensure Diddy stayed locked up to prevent any possibility of a presidential pardon. After all, this is the man who has publicly, relentlessly, and gleefully mocked Diddy's downfall for months. It seemed like the ultimate strategic move in their decades-long rivalry. But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn, and where CEtrends goes beyond the initial headlines to bring you the full, nuanced picture. 50 Cent, ever the master of media manipulation and public perception, quickly stepped in to clarify his intentions. He took to his own social media, acknowledging that several news outlets had, in his words, taken his statement too far. He's not going to the Oval Office to demand that Diddy stays behind bars. He's not attempting to convince the president to take a pardon off the table. Instead, 50 Cent insists his purpose is simply to share his raw thoughts with President Trump about the mogul. Raw thoughts. Think about that phrase for a moment. What exactly does it entail when a figure as famously unfiltered as 50 Cent promises to share his raw thoughts about someone as controversial as Diddy, directly with a president known for valuing loyalty and disliking perceived slights? Is it personal venting? Is it a strategic move to plant seeds of doubt? Is it just 50 being 50, a provocateur enjoying the chaos he can create? This clarification from 50 Cent is crucial. It transforms the narrative from a simple plea for justice or revenge into something far more ambiguous, more intriguing, and potentially far more dangerous for Diddy. It suggests a conversation less about legal arguments and more about character, personal history, and perhaps political allegiances. And this brings us to the most electrifying detail of 50 Cent's stated mission. He also plans to let President Trump know about some alleged comments 50 says Diddy's made about the president. Now, this is the bombshell within the bombshell. This is the hidden layer of intrigue that turns a celebrity feud into a potential political minefield. What exactly are these alleged comments? Were they public statements, private remarks, or something even more clandestine? When were they made, and in what context? The script doesn't specify, and 50 Cent hasn't revealed the details, which only fuels the speculation. For President Trump, known for his long memory and often reacting strongly to perceived insults or disloyalty, such information could be incredibly impactful. If Diddy, a prominent figure in the entertainment world and a historical supporter of various political campaigns, has indeed made derogatory comments about Trump, presenting this information could subtly, or not so subtly, influence the president's calculus regarding a potential pardon. It could turn a matter of legal discretion into a personal vendetta or a matter of political retribution. Is 50 Cent leveraging a known personality trait of the former president? Is he banking on Trump's desire for loyalty and aversion to criticism? This detail alone elevates the proposed meeting from mere celebrity gossip to a high-stakes political chess match, playing out on the biggest stage. This is the kind of behind-the-scenes maneuvering that CEtrends thrives on uncovering for you. The implications here could stretch far beyond just Diddy's legal fate, potentially revealing the intricate, often unseen connections between celebrity power, political influence, and personal grudges. To fully appreciate the weight of this meeting and its potential consequences, we must first understand the precipice Diddy now stands upon. Sean "Diddy" Combs, once an untouchable titan of the music industry, a symbol of hip-hop moguldom, is currently facing federal sex trafficking charges that threaten to completely dismantle his empire and his legacy. The allegations are incredibly severe, involving accusations of abuse, coercion, and running a criminal enterprise. These aren't just civil lawsuits. These are federal charges, meaning the full investigative power and resources of the U.S. government are involved. The stakes couldn't be higher, with potential prison sentences that could span decades if he is convicted. The recent testimony of a former assistant using the pseudonym Mia has been particularly devastating. Her testimony, delivered under oath, has painted a gripping and often disturbing picture of Diddy's alleged activities. Mia's account, reportedly filled with first-hand details of alleged misconduct, coercion, and illicit activities, is crucial for the prosecution. In a federal trial, a credible witness providing direct testimony can be a turning point, swaying a jury and cementing the prosecution's case. The public has been captivated by the raw details emerging from the courtroom as Mia's words chip away at Diddy's once pristine image, transforming him from a music icon into a figure shrouded in serious legal peril. But it's not just this single federal trial. Diddy has been hit with a cascade of civil lawsuits in recent months, each detailing harrowing allegations ranging from sexual assault and harassment to violence and illicit drug use. These lawsuits, even if civil, have contributed significantly to the public's perception of Diddy and have placed immense pressure on his brand and his finances. Federal raids on his properties in Los Angeles and Miami, broadcast globally, sent shockwaves through the industry and served as a stark visual representation of the seriousness of the investigation. The once glamorous image of a rap mogul surrounded by wealth and fame has been replaced by scenes of handcuffs, federal agents, and court documents. This is a dramatic, unprecedented fall from grace for a figure who seemed invincible, and it sets the urgent, critical backdrop for any discussion about his future, including a potential pardon. Now let's talk about the specific mechanism that 50 Cent is potentially engaging with, the presidential pardon. For those unfamiliar, a presidential pardon is an act of executive clemency that completely forgives a federal crime, restoring an individual's rights and often erasing the conviction from their record. It's an extraordinary power granted to the president, distinct from an appeal or judicial review. While the Department of Justice typically has a clemency office that reviews petitions, the president's decision is ultimately discretionary and cannot be overturned. This means that if Diddy were to be convicted in his federal sex trafficking trial, a pardon from a president could effectively nullify that conviction. The possibility of a pardon for Diddy isn't just hypothetical. As our script mentioned, President Donald Trump recently exercised this power, notably pardoning reality TV stars Todd and Julie Chrisley. The Chrisleys were convicted of federal tax evasion and bank fraud. Their pardon, coming at a time when Trump is actively campaigning for re-election, immediately drew attention and sparked debate about the criteria for such clemency. This recent precedent is crucial because it demonstrates Trump's willingness to issue pardons to high-profile figures, even those facing significant public scrutiny for financial or other crimes. So why would a president, especially one potentially facing re-election, consider pardoning someone like Diddy, who is at the center of such explosive and morally charged allegations? The political calculus is complex. It could be seen as a way to appeal to certain demographics, reward past loyalty, if any exists, or simply to make a dramatic statement against what some might perceive as an overreaching justice system. Or, as 50 Cent's intervention suggests, it could be influenced by personal feelings, allegiances, or perceived slights. The very public nature of Diddy's trial, combined with the extreme scrutiny surrounding his alleged actions, means that any pardon would inevitably be highly controversial and scrutinized, potentially drawing both support and fierce condemnation. This is the delicate balance of power and public opinion that CEtrends constantly monitors. The relationship between 50 Cent and Diddy is a saga in itself, a decades-long rivalry that is often played out in the public eye as a mix of genuine animosity and clever showmanship from 50 Cent's side. Their beef reportedly stems back to the early 2000s, rooted in music industry competition, record label rivalries, G-Unit versus Bad Boy, and a clash of personas. 50 Cent, known for his street credibility and ruthless business tactics, often portrayed Diddy as too polished, too corporate, and not authentic enough. Over the years, 50 Cent has taken countless shots at Diddy, especially through his highly active and often hilarious social media presence. He's relentlessly clowned Diddy over everything from his fashion choices to his perceived business failures, and more recently, his mounting legal woes. We've seen a flurry of memes, sarcastic comments, and direct challenges. Just recently, as the legal troubles mounted for Diddy, 50 Cent gleefully shared that now infamous AI-generated image of himself in a Free Diddy t-shirt, knowing full well the irony and dark humor it conveyed. It was a perfectly executed piece of trolling designed to elicit a reaction and keep Diddy's downfall in the public eye, on 50's terms. So what motivates 50 Cent? Is it simply a long-standing personal vendetta, fueled by years of rivalry? Is it a brilliant piece of brand positioning, keeping him relevant and in the headlines by constantly targeting a major figure? Or is there a genuine desire to see justice served, perhaps rooted in a personal code or an understanding of the streets? It's likely a complex blend of all these factors. 50 Cent is a savvy businessman and a master of public relations. His involvement in this Diddy-Trump dynamic isn't just about the news, it's about control of the narrative, about influencing public perception, and about positioning himself as a key player in the unfolding drama. This makes his upcoming meeting with President Trump all the more fascinating as it blurs the lines between celebrity beef, legal ramifications, and high-stakes politics. As Diddy's federal sex trafficking trial continues, with gripping testimonies painting a bleak picture, this unexpected development involving 50 Cent and President Trump adds a whole new dimension to an already complex situation. The potential outcomes are numerous and significant. Could 50 Cent's raw thoughts and the alleged comments actually influence President Trump to consider, or conversely to reject, a pardon for Diddy? Could this meeting itself become a flashpoint, drawing even more media attention to the trial and the personalities involved? And what about Diddy's high-powered legal team? How are they reacting to this completely unforeseen twist in the narrative? Knowing that his longtime nemesis might be whispering into the ear of a potential partner must be a significant concern. Will they try to counter 50 Cent's influence? Will they reach out to Trump's circle themselves? The legal strategy for Diddy is already incredibly challenging, but the introduction of this wild card, 50 Cent, complicates everything, potentially forcing new considerations and defensive maneuvers. This entire saga is a powerful reminder of how deeply intertwined the worlds of celebrity, serious legal issues, and high-stakes politics have become. What starts as a celebrity feud can quickly spiral into a discussion with presidential implications. At CEtrends, we understand that these stories aren't just about headlines, they're about the real-world consequences for the individuals involved and the broader impact on our culture and institutions. The news of 50 Cent's potential meeting with President Trump about Diddy is truly unprecedented, adding layers of drama and uncertainty to an already explosive situation. The questions we posed at the beginning, about those alleged comments, about 50 Cent's true intentions, about the power of a pardon, are now at the forefront of the conversation. What do you think about this latest development? Is 50 Cent genuinely trying to influence a presidential decision, or is this just another brilliant piece of his ongoing public performance? Share your theories and reactions in the comments below. Your insights and perspectives are what make the CEtrends community so engaging. And if you want to stay on top of these complex, breaking stories that blend celebrity drama with real-world impact, then you absolutely must subscribe to CEtrends right now. Hit that notification bell so you're always the first to know when we dissect the next major event. We are committed to bringing you the truth, clearly, compellingly, and with the in-depth analysis you deserve. To continue your deep dive into the fascinating intersections of power, fame, and legal battles, we have some essential videos for you right here on CEtrends. First, revisit the shocking events that led to Diddy's current court case with Diddy's Trial, Day 13, the full story. His assistant finally tells. Then, for another incredible look at Diddy legal battles, check out Diddy Trial Day 12, the terrifying secrets his assistant Mia couldn't say no to. And finally, to understand more about the unpredictable nature of presidential clemency, watch Diddy Trial Playlist. You can find all these crucial videos and our complete coverage by clicking the links on your screen now or by visiting our channel page. Thank you for making CEtrends your go-to source for celebrity news that truly matters. We'll be back with another essential update from the ever-evolving, always fascinating world of entertainment.